went and saw The Lost City with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum and Brad
Yes.
Pitt, and that movie, it was funnier than I expected that movie to be.
Mhm.
Um, and there's, like Channing Tatum is obviously, very charming. He is lovable. He kind of plays that like lovable goof character in that movie. Daniel Radcliffe was in. I did not know Daniel Radcliffe was in that movie. I knew nothing about this movie before going to see it. And he shows up and he plays the villain, and I was like, "All right, I'm in. Like, let's see what he does." It's it's
So, like,
he
ultimately, thumbs up?
I would say it's entertaining. I would say
Okay.
it's very entertaining. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. Other than The Lost City,
Well, hold on now. We were talking pre-show about
okay,
Daniel Radcliffe, all right?
yeah.
Now, you enjoy Daniel Radcliffe in this role. Andrea,
Is
you
he
were
is
kind of
he a good
defending.
villain?
Yeah.
So I don't want to bash Daniel Radcliffe because I actually like Daniel Radcliffe. But did you ever see Now You See Me Too? I guess what is it? Now You See Me.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So
I
he
really
plays the
liked the
villain in
first Now
that.
You See Me, but I was like, this premise is completely played out for me. Like, I was not willing to like move into a second one. So I have missed the glory or not of that movie.
I will I will agree with you on that. I saw the second one because I liked the first one,
Sure.
and then I kind of realized probably didn't need a second one.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Um.
The first one felt very complete, and I was just like, I'm really good. Like, you did a great job with this premise. Like, you took it all the way, and I feel great about it. So, thank you.
Oh yeah, and the suspension of disbelief is there
Mm.
in the first one, which I think is like
Yes.
huge
Yep.
in that type of movie.
Exactly.
But they had like, Daniel Radcliffe plays the villain in the second one, and the character he plays in the Lost City is very much like an extension of that character.
Okay.
So I feel like he plays the character well,
Okay.
but it's almost like the same character. Now I
Sure.
say that with the let me put some context behind that. I haven't seen Now You See Me Too for like a year and a half, 2 years, so
Sure.
I could just be kind
Oh,
of like merging the two characters together.
that's relatively
Sure.
recent, yeah. Mhm.
See, I haven't seen The Lost City. I plan to. I'm not sure whether or not I would like go out to a theater to go see it, or if I might just like wait and feel like it'll be on streaming at some point. Like, I'll see it. Um, but so what I guess I envisioned his villain to be would be like a comedic version of a villain. You know what I mean? Because the whole movie is like clearly goofy and funny and charming. And I just didn't see him playing like, I just sort of imagined him not playing a straight villain where it would be
Well,
like a caricature of a villain. You know what I mean? Just somehow it's like ironic or funny or just like not well done or something. Like, I just don't see it being like, and I mean that in a way that's not like casting aspersions on his acting abilities. I just mean it in a way that's just not like, we're committed, he's an actual bad guy, and
Well,
he's going to
yeah,
be like a really good bad guy. So I
I
just
get what
sort
you're
of
saying.
envisioned it being comedic. So I just thought like, he is a really great comedic actor. Like, he has great comedic chops. Like, I adore him on Miracle Workers, the TV show, and I just think he has amazing comedic timing. So I just thought it would translate. But yeah, I could see him not being like a great straight up like he's the villain.
and it's funny that you mentioned that. The reason I said it's kind of the same thing is because it was a comedic villain, and Now You See Me Too, and I don't know if it was supposed
Oh.
to be.
Oh, well that's terrible. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
here I feel like it should fit. And Now You See Me, it's like, no, that's real. Like, that's, they're trying to play it straight. So
And
that's a
that
Maybe that's what
terrible
gave him the other
choice.
role.
Yeah. I mean that 100% could be. And that's where like in this one it fits. Like you feel like his like he does like cuz I like Miracle Workers too. I think he does like really good in that kind of like lighthearted comedic. He's not taking it,
Oregon
super
Trail just
seriously.
like slayed me.
I
It
got to
just
watch that one.
You haven't watched it yet?
I've
Oh my
only I've
god.
only seen the second series too because the first one, like, I didn't really
Yep.
get into it, but then when the anthology, when they're back in, like, the Dark Ages, I watched that one. I
Yes.
thought that one was really funny.
Yes, that's where Chris and I started. We just were like, "Well, it's okay because they start over every season,
Yeah.
so you don't have to watch the previous one." So we watched, I can't remember if it was Dark Ages or Middle Ages or whatever, and then went back and watched the first one, and then we're ready when Oregon Trail came out. Definitely do not miss Oregon Trail. Do not. It is so, so good. So we were talking pre-show about I had a funny story about Daniel Radcliffe and my 1-year-old daughter. So the other night, she was fussy and I went down to go get her. And usually when she's fussy at night, she calms down when I sing to her a little bit. So, I sing a variety of things like between like kids songs that she listens to, or I'm a huge,
Metallica.
I was
Death
going to say I'm a
metal.
huge Metallica fan. So Chris was listening to me on the monitor the other night sing Enter Sandman.
I was gonna
And he
ask
was
is
just
it
like
Enter Sandman?
freaking giggling. But the other night, I started out singing like a kid's song, and then, my mind wasn't really with it, so I was just like continuing to sing, but not really thinking about it. And then I kind of came back to myself and realized I was singing "She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain When She Comes," which Daniel Radcliffe does an amazing, crazy, like just drugged up version of that on Oregon Trail. He's like a whole in a nightclub and he's got like glitter makeup and he's like doing a whole thing. Watch that scene and get back to me because that's what I realized. And realized I was singing it like that. I was like singing it this whole like disco dance tech version that he does in the show. And I was like, oh God, if Everett knew the context behind this, like Daniel Radcliffe in
Someday.
glitter makeup, wearing leather assless chaps and singing "She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain." Like, oh boy, this is not kid appropriate material.
Someday it'll be a good
Someday
story.
she'll know.
Mhm.
She'll know.
Yep.
She'll watch this episode of the podcast and then she'll be like, "Well, I got to go find out what that is."